Church say, and let the church say, and let the church say, good morning, church. Good morning, church. And happy Sunday to you. I want to appreciate the grace of God in the life of our Father, our Daddy Guru in absentia, our lovely Daddy, Pastor Sonkami, all the ministers of God, men and women, teenagers, and especially the gracious choir, whom the Lord has used to open this message to us. The Lord have used them to challenge us today, and we have come to understand that the greatest level of greatness is to get to heaven. No matter how great you are, until you get to heaven, you are not great. That's why when Jesus was comparing John the Baptist to those in heaven, he said, on earth, among those who have lived, John is the greatest. But in heaven, John is the least. Meaning, a great person on earth is not great until he gets to heaven. So greatness, a movement into greatness, is a movement into holiness that will take you to heaven. And that's what they have come to challenge us today. That if you pray to be great, your prayer is that you want to get to heaven. And I pray that both the choristers, myself, and you, we will truly be great. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. You will truly be great. This morning, I want to speak to us on the topic diligence in business. Diligence in business. Since the beginning of this year, the Lord has been speaking to us on movement into greatness. And some of the key things that by now we have understood is that greatness is a state of life. It is something that you attain because nobody is born with greatness. Though we are all wired to be great, but our birth does not make us great. Even Jesus was born in the low manger. Meaning that greatness is not as a result of our birth or background. It is something that we attained. It is something that we walk into. We started from a level of nobody and we walk into greatness. Yes, in our genetic makeup, greatness is what makes each one of us like this. The fact that you are made up of greatness does not mean that you will be great. It means that there are some people who will fully explore the greatness in them.
Àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n lo àǹfààní nǹkan gíga tó wà nínú wọn.
There are some that will partially exploit.
Àwọn kan wọ́n kàn ṣe díẹ̀, wọ́n mú ìgbéga díẹ̀.
And there are some that yet they are meant to be great, they will not even exploit at all.
Àwọn kan wà ó yẹ kí wọ́n débi gíga, wọn ò tiẹ̀ ní yẹbẹ̀ wò rárá.
And because it is a state that can be attained.
Nítorí pé ó jẹ́ ibi tí a lè dé.
It means that you can also live that state.
Ó túmọ̀ sí wípé àwa gan lè gbé ìgbé ayé rẹ̀.
We can live, a lè kúrò níbẹ̀.
A lè kúrò níbẹ̀.
And that's why if you are very sincere, there are people you have known to be great before. They are still alive, but they are nobody.
Tí a bá fẹ́ jó lótìtọ́ síra wa, àwọn èèyàn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti débi gíga tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò sí mọ́.
Because it is a state.
Torí pé ó jẹ́ àkókò, ó jẹ́ bìkan.
It is possible for you to enter into it today.
A lè wọnú ibẹ̀ lónìí.
If you are not careful, you lose every trace of it tomorrow.
Tí a bá kóra wá jánu, a lè pàdánù gbogbo rẹ̀ lónìí.
As a matter of fact.
Pẹ̀lú òtítọ́.
Those who are great yesterday, where are they today?
Àwọn tí wọ́n débi gíga lánàá, gbogbo wọn wà lónìí.
The people we look up to yesterday, most of them are still alive today, but they are no longer
relevant. Àwọn tí à ń wò lánàá, àwọn kan sì wà láàyè lónìí ṣùgbọ́n níbo ni wọ́n wà lónìí.
We have also learned that
a tún kọ́ wípé
greatness is progressive.
Ibi gíga onípele ni.
Meaning that
ó túmọ̀ sí wípé
it is every level of life has a greatness attached to it.
Gbogbo ìpele ayé pátápátá ló ní ibi gíga tí a rọ̀ mọ́.
In this mortality, we cannot achieve ultimate greatness.
Nínú ìgbé ayé yìí, a lè gba ìgbé ayé ibi gíga tó dára jù.
And that's why the choir have told us this morning that ultimate greatness is to get to heaven.
Àwọn akọrin ti sọ fún wa láàárọ̀ yìí pé ibi gíga tó dára jù ni pé láti dé ọ̀run.
It means that
ó túmọ̀ sí wípé
no matter how great you are,
kò sí bí a ṣe débi gíga tó tàbí jẹ ní lágbó.
there is a level greater.
Ó ní ibòmíì tó tún lágbára jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
There is a greater greatness awaits you.
Àwọn ibi tó dára tó débi gíga tó tún dúró dè wá.
Because it is progressive.
Torí pé onípele ni.
And that's the reason why those who are great are not proud.
Nítorí àwọn tó bá ti débi gíga wọn ò kì í ṣe gààyà.
It is those who are nothing that are proud.
Àwọn tí ò tí ì dé nǹkan kan àwọn ni wọ́n gbẹ́nu.
Because they know that what they have today.
Torí pé wọ́n mọ̀ pé ìdáwọ̀n ní lónìí.
They can have more.
Àwọn sì lè ní sí.
There is room for more.
Ààyè sì wà láti ní sí.
So a greatness at a particular level is a revelation that you have to pursue a higher level.
Ibi gíga ní ìpele kan ó jẹ́ ìfihàn wípé o tún lè lọ sí ìpele mìíràn.
You have the best result in WAEC.
O ní tó dára jù nínú WAEC.
Now you have to struggle to have the best result in JAMB.
O tún ní láti tún tẹra mọ́ láti ní èyí tó tún dára jù nínú JAMB.
Thank God you gain admission.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé a ti gbà ọ́ sílé ìwé gíga.
You have to struggle to become the best graduating student.
O tún ní láti tiraka pé kó o jẹ́ ọmọ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó dára jù.
Thank God you get that job at that oil company.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run o ti níṣẹ́ náà sílé epo.
Now you have to struggle to become the best staff.
O tún ní láti gbìyànjú láti jẹ́ òṣìṣẹ́ tó dára jù.
Thank God for the money in your account.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run sọ owó jaburata tó wà ní àkáǹtì rẹ.
You need more of it.
O tún nílò sí.
Thank God for our church today.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ìjọ wa lónìí.
But it can be better.
Ó sì tún lè dára sí.
When we look at where we are coming from,
tá a bá wo ibi tá a ti ń bọ̀.
Very little church can achieve what we achieve in the space of time.
Ìjọ kékeré kan náà lè ṣe ohun tá a ṣe.
Very little. There are very few churches that can achieve what we have achieved.
Ó lójú àwọn ìjọ tó lè ṣe ohun tí a ti ṣe.
Yet we can still do more.
A sì lè ṣe sí.
Because every time we say you are great.
Ṣé gbogbo ìgbà bá sọ pé èèyàn ńlá ni ọ́.
What we are telling you is that you can be better.
Ní tí a sọ fún ọ ni pé o tún lè ṣe dáradára sí.
So we understand that.
A mọ̀ wípé.
The only way to be great or to attain greatness is through work.
Ọ̀nà kan gbòógì láti débi gíga láti gba ibi gíga òun ni ṣíṣe iṣẹ́.
Is through work.
Iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe.
A man's work is his business.
Iṣẹ́ ènìyàn ó ní okòwò rẹ̀.
And that is only means of achieving greatness.
Ó ní ohun kan gbòógì láti débi gíga.
And that's why Colossians chapter 3 verse 23 says,
Ó ní ìwé Kólósì orí kẹta ẹsẹ̀ kẹtàlélógún sọ pé.
whatever you do,
Gbogbo nǹkan tí ohunkóhun tí o bá ń ṣe.
to be great in life,
Láti débi gíga nínú ayé.
you must do something.
Ẹ ní láti ṣe nǹkan.
A man who is not doing anything can never be great.
Ó nìkan tí ò tẹ̀ ní nǹkan tí ń ṣe kò lè débi gíga.
So the quality and the quantity of what you are doing will determine how great you will become.
Orin tó ń ṣe bó ṣe lówúra sí ni ó sọ ibi tí wà á dé.
So-
Ibi tí wà á dé.
How?
Báwo ni?
And how much you are doing
Àti bó ṣe rí pé tó ń ṣe
will determine how great you are.
ni ó sọ bó ṣe dèèyàn gíga sí.
So each one of you today,
Gbogbo wa lónìí níkọ̀ọ̀kan.
your greatness is attributed to the work you have done.
Débi gíga wa ó so mọ́ iṣẹ́ tí à ń ṣe.
So the quality and quantity of what you have done determine how great you are today.
Òwúra ohun tí à ń ṣe oní òfin hàn wá bá ṣe débi gíga.
And to be sincere,
Láti jẹ́ olótìtọ́,
you may not be willing to hear this.
o lè má fẹ́ gbọ́ eléyìí.
God does not have any means of lifting up a man outside of his work.
Ọlọ́run kò tún ní ohun míì láti gbéyàn ga tó yẹ̀ lórí iṣẹ́ rẹ̀.
That's why we have so many poor people in church today.
Ìdí nìyí tá a fi ní àwọn òtòṣì tó pọ̀ nínú ìjọ lónìí.
Because we have been deceived to think there is a shortcut outside of work.
Nítorí a ti tàn wá jẹ láti mọ̀ wípé ọ̀nà tó kúrú kan wà láì ṣe pé a ṣiṣẹ́.
Prayer is not a replacement to work.
Àdúrà gbígbà a lè fi ṣe pàṣípààrọ̀ ṣẹ́ o.
And if your prayer is going to be answered,
Yeah.
God is going to use your work to answer your prayer.
Bí àdúrà rẹ̀ ó bá tiẹ̀ gbà, Ọlọ́run ó lo iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe láti jẹ́ kí àdúrà rẹ̀ ó
I
gbà.
understand there is grace.
Mo mọ̀ pé oore ọ̀fẹ́ wà.
I understand there is favor.
Mo mọ̀ pé ojú rere
I
wà.
also understand that there is blessing.
Mo mọ̀ pé bùkún wà.
But all of this,
Gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí.
they are just catalysts
Ó jẹ́
that
àwọn
act on what you are doing.
àmúyẹ tí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ mọ́ ohun tí à ń ṣe
Meaning,
ni.
if you are doing nothing,
Tó o bá wá ṣe tó o ṣe kankan,
there is no grace.
kò sóore ọ̀fẹ́ kan.
If you are doing nothing,
Tó o bá ṣe kankan,
there is nothing that will bring favor.
kò sí tí ó mójú rere wá.
If you are doing nothing,
Tó o bá ṣe kankan,
there is no blessing.
kò sí ìbùkún kankan.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Ṣé ẹ mọ tí mò ń sọ?
Do you agree with me?
Ṣé ẹ mọ tí mò ń sọ?
So without work,
Láì ṣiṣẹ́,
there is nothing you can receive from God.
kò sí nǹkan tá a lè gbà lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
So I want to warn you,
Mo fẹ́ kí wà nílọ̀.
beware of activities that takes work away from your hand.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká bójú wo àwọn nǹkan tá a máa ṣe tí ó gbaṣẹ́ kúrò lọ́wọ́ wa.
No matter how spiritual they are,
Kò sí bí a ṣe wà nínú ẹ̀mí tó.
no matter how spiritual these things
Kò
are,
sí bí àwọn nǹkan ìṣe jẹ́ tẹ̀mí tó.
they will lead you to poverty.
Wọ́n tọ̀ wá sí òṣì ni.
God has never associated with idle people.
Ọlọ́run kò láíláí kò fi ara rẹ̀ tó àwọn tí ò níṣẹ́ àwọn ọ̀lẹ.
From the book of Genesis
Láti inú ìwé Genesis
to Malachi
láti Málákì
to Matthew
láti Matthew
to Revelation,
sí ìwé ìfihàn
today,
títí dòní.
God has never associated with idle people.
Ọlọ́run ò bá wọn ọ̀lẹ kó ẹgbẹ́ pọ̀.
The Bible says, hitherto till now my father
Ó ní
works.
nísinsìnyí ni bàbá mi ń ṣiṣẹ́.
Hitherto till now.
Láti ìgbà yìí désìsìnyí.
Till now my
Désìsìnyí
father works.
bàbá mi sì ń
So
ṣiṣẹ́.
it will be foolishness
Yóò wá jẹ́ ohun òpè.
to expect a man
Kí a wá rí ènìyàn kan
working
tí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́
to bless a man that is not working.
tó wá fìbùkún fẹ́ni
Don't
tí
you
ò
think that is
ṣiṣẹ́.
foolishness?
Ṣé rí i pé nǹkan òpè lélẹ̀?
A God who is doing something,
Ọlọ́run tí ó ń ṣe nǹkan.
you are asking him to bless you that you are not doing
Ó
anything.
wá bí léèrè kó fìbùkún fún wọ tó ò ṣe kankan.
It's not possible.
Eléyìí ò ṣeé ṣe.
So a work is anything you spend your time doing
Iṣẹ́ òun ni ohun tí à ń fi àkókò wa ṣe.
to fulfill the purpose of God
Láti jẹ́ èrèdí Ọlọ́run wá
in
sórí wa.
God's way
Nínú
and for
ìfẹ́
God's
Ọlọ́run.
glory.
sí ògo Ọlọ́run
on earth.
ní ayé.
I come again.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ sílẹ̀
A work is anything that you spend your time doing.
Iṣẹ́ òun ni gbogbo nǹkan tí à ń fi àkókò wa ṣe.
I underline the word anything that you spend your time doing.
Gbogbo nǹkan ó ní mo fa ìlà sí ìdí tí à ń fi àkókò wa ṣe.
I mean anything.
Mo sọ pé ẹni gbogbo nǹkan.
Including sleeping.
Àti sísùn.
Some of you here, you are in church, you are sleeping.
Àwọn kan wà ní ìjọ, wọ́n sì tún tóògbé.
Do you think it's easy for sound and speaker to be somewhere and some of you are still sleeping?
Ṣé ẹ rò pé àwọn ẹ̀rọ gbòǹgbò kan wá bì kan kí àwọn kan sì máa sùn?
So those who are sleeping, they are working very hard to sleep.
Àwọn tó ń sùn, iṣẹ́ ńlá ni wọ́n ṣe láti máa sùn.
Because it's not easy.
And
that's why when some of you get home and there is no noise.
Tí ò bá sí ariwo.
In the middle of the night,
nínú
you open your eyes and you be counting the number of ceiling in your house.
Ẹ wà máa ka gé àjà nílé.
Because it is work to sleep.
Torí pé iṣẹ́ ni láti sùn.
So work is anything that you spend your time doing.
Iṣẹ́ ni gbogbo nǹkan tí à ń fi àkókò wa ṣe.
But that's not all.
Kì í ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ nìyí.
That's not what define work.
Kì í ṣe ohun tí iṣẹ́ túmọ̀ sí nìyí.
Yes, it's anything you spend your time doing.
Iṣẹ́ ni gbogbo nǹkan tí a bá ń fi àkókò wa ṣe.
But for the purpose of God.
Ṣùgbọ́n tí ó ṣubú sí èrèdí Ọlọ́run.
For the purpose of God.
Tí ó ṣubú sí èrèdí Ọlọ́run.
Is anything that you spend your time doing to fulfill God's purpose.
Gbogbo nǹkan tí à ń fi àkókò wa ṣe láti mú èrèdí Ọlọ́run wá sí ipa.
So anything you are doing to fulfill the purpose of God is work.
Gbogbo nǹkan tí à ń ṣe láti jẹ́ kí èrèdí Ọlọ́run wá ṣe nínú ayé wa oníṣẹ́.
May I announce to you, this is work.
Iṣẹ́ nìyí.
Preaching is work.
Láti máa wàásù iṣẹ́ ni.
May I announce to you,
ẹ jẹ́ kí n kéde fún wa.
To sell something is work.
Láti máa ta ohun kan iṣẹ́ ni.
May I announce to you,
ẹ jẹ́ kí n kéde fún wa.
Those of you that sweep the floor of the church is work.
Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbá ilẹ̀ ẹjọ́ iṣẹ́ lẹ̀ ń ṣe.
And we used to say secular work, spiritual work, and there is nothing like secular work.
A sọ pé iṣẹ́ tara ẹni, iṣẹ́ kò sí ní jẹ́ṣẹ́ ara ẹni.
There is nothing like spiritual work.
Kò sí iṣẹ́ ẹ̀mí kankan.
In a quote, it's because every work is spiritual.
Gbogbo iṣẹ́ oníṣẹ́ ẹ̀mí.
Because it requires the Lord to guide you.
Torí ó gba kí Ọlọ́run kí ó kó tọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ wa.
So I'm only referring to this type of work.
Mo ń sọ nípa irú iṣẹ́ yìí.
The work, the things that you spend your time doing.
Gbogbo iṣẹ́ tí à ń fi àkókò wa ṣe.
To fulfill the purpose of God.
Láti jẹ́ kí ìrèdí Ọlọ́run wá sí ìmúṣẹ.
God showed you, Babo Ilami, you have so number of children. Each of them, I want to make one of them the richest man in Oyo State, richest man in Nigeria, richest man. And you got that. You got that information from God. And every day, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. you are on your knee. Olúwa ṣẹ́gun di ọwọ́ rẹ̀. Ètò sọ nípa rẹ̀ ni pé ó la ọ̀nà rẹ̀. Olúwa ṣe fún Rebecca rèé. Olúwa dáwọ́lé. So prayer itself is a work.
Àdúrà gbígbà iṣẹ́ ni.
And that's why many of you think that pastors are jobless people. We are not.
Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ máa sọ pé àwọn olùṣọ́ àgùntàn wọn ò níṣẹ́ ni.
Pastoring is work.
Láti tí olùṣọ́ àgùntàn iṣẹ́ ńlá ni.
If it's very easy, go and start your own church.
Tọ́ba tiẹ̀ da ìwọ náà lọ dájọ́ lẹ̀.
Go and start your own church and see whether you will have members in 2 weeks. Or even let's even give you 5 years. Let's see how many people you will gather.
Ká fún ọ lọ́dún márùn-ún bóyá àwọn náà lọ́mọ ìjọkújọ.
So, a work is what you spend your time doing to fulfill the purpose of God.
Ṣé ni tí à ń fi àkókò wa ṣe láti mú èrèdí Ọlọ́run wá sí ìmúṣẹ?
But not all.
Kì í ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ nìyí.
In God's way.
Ní ọ̀nà Ọlọ́run.
Meaning that
tó túbọ̀ sí wípé
a work is not anything that you are just doing.
iṣẹ́ ìṣe kankan tó kàn ń ṣe.
It means what you are doing in the way that God wants you to do.
Èyí tí ò ń ṣe ní ọ̀nà tí Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kó o ṣe.
So, mommy, whatever you are doing, how does God want you to do it?
Gbogbo nǹkan tó bá ń ṣe tí ò bá gbọ́ sí ọ̀nà Ọlọ́run.
How does God want you to do it?
Ṣé tó bá ń ṣe lọ́nà tí Ọlọ́run fẹ́ kó ṣe?
Because it is only the work that you do the way God wants you to do it that will bring greatness.
Ọṣẹ́ tí ẹ bá ń ṣe lọ́nà tí Ọlọ́run fẹ́ ká ṣe òní ó mú.
If you open your shop before the time God wants you to open it, it will be in vanity.
Tí o bá ṣí ṣọ́ọ̀bù rẹ ní àkókò tí Ọlọ́run sọ pé kó o ṣí, asán ni ó kù jẹ́.
And if you close before the time God wants you to close, it will be in vanity.
Tó o bá ṣí lákòókò àti tó o bá tì lákòókò tí Ọlọ́run sọ, asán ni ó jẹ́.
If you work at a place God have not chosen for you to work, it will be in vanity.
Tí o bá ṣiṣẹ́ níbi tí Ọlọ́run ò ti yàn fún ọ láti ṣiṣẹ́, asán ni ó kù jẹ́.
If you do a business that God has not led you to, it will be in vanity.
Tó o bá ṣe okòwò tí Ọlọ́run ò fi ọ́ sí,
So
asán ni.
again, work is spiritual.
Lóòótọ́ iṣẹ́ ó jẹ́ ohun
Because
ẹ̀mí.
it requires God to lead you to do the right thing.
Ó nílò kí Ọlọ́run darí rẹ láti ṣe ohun tó tọ́.
And every genuine work requires time.
Gbogbo àwọn iṣẹ́ òtítọ́ wọ́n gba àkókò.
It requires time
Wọ́n gba àkókò.
and wisdom.
Àti ọgbọ́n.
So when you combine time and wisdom together, it brings you something that you need that is called diligence.
Tá a bá wá mú ọgbọ́n àti àkókò tá a bá so papọ̀, ó fún wa ní ìṣe dáradára.
Diligence is your ability to apply wisdom in what you are doing.
Ìṣe dáradára ó ní láti fi ọgbọ́n gún ohun tí à ń ṣe.
Is your ability to effectively work in the shortest possible time.
Ó ní agbára láti ṣiṣẹ́ dáradára ní àkókò tó dára.
Diligence means your ability to do what is required of you at the right time.
Ìṣe dáradára ní ohun agbára láti ṣe ohun tí ó dára ní àkókò tí ó dára.
And briefly, I will tell us 3 things that makes up diligence.
Ní ṣókí, màá sọ ohun mẹ́ta tí ó jẹ́ kí a ṣe ń
And the
dára.
first thing in diligence is commitment.
Nínú àkọ́kọ́ nínú kéèyàn ṣe dáradára kéèyàn gbìyànjú ó ní ìfẹ́ ara ẹni jì.
Commitment is your devotion.
Ìfẹ́ ara ẹni jì jẹ́ ohun tí à ń ṣe.
Commitment is your ability to expend what you have in what you believe in.
Ìfẹ́ ara ẹni jì ní ohun tí ó jẹ́ kí a sọ ohun tí à ń ṣe nínú nǹkan tí a gbàgbọ́.
Many of you are in church today.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa la wà nínú ìjọ lónìí.
What you call your work, you are not committed to it.
Ohun tí a pè ní iṣẹ́ wa àfara wa jì sí.
Because you cannot point out what you have spent doing that thing.
Torí a lè sọ ohun tí a ti ná láti ṣe ohun tá a sọ yìí.
Commitment is your ability to gather, share, and effectively distribute your resources towards something.
Ìfaraẹnijì ni láti mú àwọn ohun tí a ní láti ná sí orí ohun tí a fi ara wa jì sí.
I said it is your resolution to abandon your other choices to face only what you have chosen.
Ìpinnu wa láti fi gbogbo àwọn nǹkan mìíràn sílẹ̀ láti wá ṣe ohun kan tí a ti yàn.
That's commitment.
Ìfarajì nìyẹn.
Many of you, if you are not in church today,
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa tí a bá sínú ìjọ lónìí.
perhaps some of you would have been at your shop.
Àwọn èèyàn kan wọ́n sì wà nínú
Even some of you,
ṣọ́ọ̀bù wọn.
if you are at home, you'll be busy working.
Tá a bá wà nílé, a tún máa ṣiṣẹ́ ni.
Meaning you have a choice.
Torí a ní láti yàn.
So-
A ní agbára láti yàn.
Commitment is your ability to abandon your other choices
Ìfarajì ni
and face only what you have chosen.
láti pa àwọn nǹkan mìíràn tì láti dojú kọ ohun kan tí a ti yàn.
The problem with many of us that we want to face many things.
Wàhálà tí gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa kan ni pé
And we don't
ṣe
have
nǹkan tó pọ̀.
commitment to anything.
Wọn ò sì fara wọn jì sí nǹkan kan.
We want to be jack of all trade, master of
A
none.
fẹ́ máa ṣe nǹkan tó pọ̀ tí yóò jẹ́ pé a ní nǹkan gbòógì
The
tá a
Bible
ṣe.
said,
Bíbélì sọ
matter,
wípé-
matter, matter.
Ó ní màtá.
You are bothered by so many things.
Ó bá òun gbára rẹ̀ yànjú ní
But
gbogbo nǹkan tó
only one thing is
nǹkan kan péré
needed.
ni a nílò.
I'm always surprised when the Bible mentions one thing.
Ẹnu ò yà mí nígbà tí Bíbélì sọ
A
pé
man
nǹkan
does
kan.
not need many things to be great.
Ènìyàn ò nílò ohun tó pọ̀ láti
There
jẹ́
is
gíga.
one thing that you have to be committed to.
Nǹkan kan wà tí a lè fara wa jì sí.
So it is your ability to rise above indecision.
Ó ní ìgbìyànjú wa láti ga ju
Will it work? Will it not work? Is it possible? Is not possible?
Ṣé yóò ṣiṣẹ́
You
kò
rise
ṣiṣẹ́?
above it and you say, I'm going to sit on this.
Wípé màá jókòó ti eléyìí.
My father said to
Bàbá
us
mi sọ fún wa pé
when he was appointed and transferred, and
nígbà
he told us,
tí wọ́n yàn wọ́n tí
He
wọ́n
said-
wọ́n sọ pé
you will not be seeing me
ẹ ní máa rí mi o
most of the time
ní gbogbo ìgbà.
because whatever one wants to grow,
Torí ẹni tí èèyàn bá fẹ́ kó dàgbà.
you have to be committed to it.
Ẹ fi ara yín
He
jì
said,
sí.
I will face what the authority have sent me to.
Màá dojú kọ àwọn ohun tí àwọn èèyàn gíga sọ pé kí n
So
ṣe.
your business-
Àwọn aláṣẹ dín ní ṣe.
That thing that is your work. Don't
Okòwò
forget,
rẹ.
I've told you what can be your work.
Àti iṣẹ́ rẹ̀ mo ti sọ tó lè jẹ́ iṣẹ́ wa fún wa.
Prayer can be work.
Àdúrà lè jẹ́ iṣẹ́.
Giving can be work.
Ìfifúnni lè jẹ́ iṣẹ́.
So there is nothing like spiritual work, secular
Kò
work.
sí nǹkan iṣẹ́ ara
Every
ẹni
work
àbí
is
iṣẹ́
work.
mi.
As long
Iṣẹ́ ni
as-
iṣẹ́ jẹ́.
You are committed to it.
Tí o bá ti lè fara rẹ̀ jù sí.
As long as you say, I'm leaving all other things
Tí o
to
bá ti sọ
face
pé
this.
màá fi gbogbo àwọn nǹkan mi sílẹ̀, màá sì dojú
Your
kọ ilé.
commitment shows your faith.
Ìfara ẹni jì wa olófin ojú wa hàn.
It shows how much you trust God in what you are
Ó
doing.
fi wá hàn pé ibi tá a gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Ọlọ́run dé lórí nǹkan tí à ń ṣe.
You only commit to what you trust God in.
Ó fi ara rẹ̀ jì sí ohun tí o gbẹ́kẹ̀lé Ọlọ́run lé lórí.
It is what helps you to engage God.
Ohun tí ó jẹ́ kí o bá Ọlọ́run dàpọ̀ nìyẹn.
It is through commitment that we engage the hand of God.
Sí ìfara ẹni jì, òun ni ó jẹ́ kí a mú ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ṣiṣẹ́.
It is only when you are committed that God began to be committed to you
Àfi
too.
tí a bá fara wa jì ni Ọlọ́run ó wá fara rẹ̀ jì fún wa.
Meaning that when you are not committed, God cannot be committed
Tó
to
o
you.
bá fara rẹ̀ jì, Ọlọ́run kò ní fara rẹ̀ jì sí ọ.
So commitment is what moves the hand of God.
Ìfara ẹni jì ó ní ó mi ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run.
And I wrote here,
Most
don't
possibly-
expect God to bless whatever you are not committed to.
Má gbọ́ Ọlọ́run pé yóò bùkún ohun tí ò fara rẹ̀ jì sí.
The Bible says, a diligent hand shall be made
Ó
fat.
ní ọwọ́ tí ó
Ọwọ́ alápọn láàmúsanra.
láàmúsanra.
What you are not doing, God cannot bless it.
Ní tí ò ṣe Ọlọ́run ò lè bù sí.
A shop that you only go twice a week and you are praying for blessing on it.
Ṣọ́ọ̀bù tó jẹ́ pé ẹ̀ẹ̀mejì ló ń lọ, ó wá ń gbàdúrà.
The
fún
only
Ọlọ́run.
thing that God will bless is what you are doing.
Ohun kan ṣoṣo tí Ọlọ́run ó bùkún ní ohun tí ò ń ṣe.
God can do all things,
Ọlọ́run lè ṣe ohun gbogbo.
but He will only do whatever you have chosen to allow Him to do by your work.
Yóò wá ṣe ohun tí o ti yàn láti ṣe nípa iṣẹ́ rẹ.
This is where I'm going to stop.
Kí n tó parí.
I still have two other points that we're going to discuss maybe
Màá sì
sometimes
tún sọ àwọn
later.
kókó bíi méjì láti sọ.
Maybe sometimes later. But this, I'm going to stop on this commitment issue.
Ṣùgbọ́n màá dúró lórí ìfaranijì yìí.
The Bible says,
Bíbélì sọ wípé
wherever two or three shall gather in my
ibi
name,
èèyàn méjì sí mẹ́ta bá papọ̀ ní orúkọ mi.
I will be.
Ibẹ̀ ni màá wà.
He now goes on to say that whatever you bind on earth,
Ẹni tí ẹ bá fi bú ní ayé yìí.
I will bind in heaven.
Màá fi bú lọ́run.
Why does God have to wait until you bind it on
Kí ló dé
earth
tọ́lọ̀
before
ó
he
fi wá
binds it?
dúró títí tó fi bú láyé yìí?
Because whatever you have not done, God will not do
Èyí
it.
tí ò bá ti ṣe Ọlọ́run ò ní ṣe.
God will only do what you cannot do He will not do what you have not done.
Ọlọ́run ò ní ṣe ohun tó àti ṣe, yóò ṣe ohun tó bá ṣe.
He will only do what you cannot do. He will not do what you have not done.
Yóò ṣe ohun tí o bá làkàkà láti ṣe, kò ní ṣe ohun tó bá ṣe.
It means if you want God to do anything for you, you must put your hand to start doing it.
Tó o bá fẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run ṣe nǹkan fún ọ, ìwọ náà kọwọ́ rẹ bọ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti máa ṣe.
Whatever you bind on earth,
Èyí tí ẹ bá fi bú láyé yìí.
I will bind in heaven.
Èmi náà fi bú ní ọ̀run.
Meaning God knows that the only way to commit God to something is that you yourself, you have committed yourself to it.
Ohun tí a sọ ni wípé ohun ọ̀nà kan gbòógì láti jẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run fara rẹ̀ jì sí nǹkan ni pé tí ìwọ gan bá fi fara rẹ̀ jì sí.
You want God to bless your work.
O fẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run bùkún iṣẹ́ rẹ.
How much of your money has gone into that work?
Èlò owó rẹ tó ti lọ́nú
Now
òkòwò yẹn.
you want God to take a risk on you.
O fẹ́ kí
How
Ọlọ́run
much risk
sapá.
you yourself have you taken on it?
Ohun tí ó léwu nìwọ náà ti ṣe lórí nǹkan tí òun ṣe.
So I say why God can do all things if we only do whatever what we have chosen to allow him to
Àmọ́ Ọlọ́run lè
do.
ṣe ohun gbogbo ṣùgbọ́n ohun tí ìwọ gan ti yàn láti ṣe.
Prayer is not about vain repetition words, but rather the act of telling God that we are committed to what he says.
Àdúrà kìí ṣe pé ká sọ fún Ọlọ́run bùkún mi, mo ní ìbùkún ṣùgbọ́n àǹfààní láti ṣe nǹkan tí Ọlọ́run lè bùkún fún ni.
Commitment to work is the act of giving our best to whatever we have been given to do.
Ìfaraẹnijì ṣiṣẹ́ oní tí a bá ti fi ara wa tó dára jù sí iṣẹ́ àbí nǹkan tí a fẹ́ ṣe.
When we say commitment.
Tàbá ní ìfaraẹnijì àti
It
ìfaraẹnijì.
is giving your best to do whatever you have been asked to do.
Láti fi ara wa tó dára jù sí ìṣe ohun tí a fẹ́ ṣe.
Bible says that
Bíbélì sọ fún wa pé
whatever your hand find to do,
ohun tí ọwọ́ rẹ bá ní láti ṣe,
do it well.
ṣe dáradára.
Some of you are fond of doing things anyhow.
Àwọn kan nù wa nílá abáṣàmọ́ ṣe nǹkan yọ́bọ̀yọ̀bọ̀.
And I say the way many of you do in church is the same way that you do in your house and in your business.
Mo rí i pé ìgbà sábàwà kan ṣe nínú ìjọ náà láyé ṣe ń lé
You
wa
come
àti
to church
okòwò wa.
anyhow.
A wá sínú ìjọ bó ṣe wù
You
wá.
go to your work anyhow.
A lọ síbi
The
iṣẹ́ wa
same
bó ṣe wù wá.
attitude that you show in church is also what you show in work.
Ìwà tá a fi hàn nínú ìjọ náà la fi hàn síṣẹ́ wa.
And you keep praying.
A sì máa gbàdúrà.
Permit me to let you know
Mo fẹ́
that
ká ẹ mọ̀ pé
until you are committed,
tí a bá fara wa
God
jì
cannot be
nìkan,
committed to you.
òun náà ní fara wa
And
jì, ó fara rẹ̀ jì
commitment
sí wa.
is doing your best
Ìfaraẹnijì ni pé
with anything.
láti máa ṣe ohun tó dára jù, láti fi ara wa ṣe ohun tó dára jù sí ohun tí à ń ṣe.
I was vying for a position at work,
Mò ń wá ipò kan níbi iṣẹ́ mi.
and some people who knows my level of engagement,
Àwọn tí ó mọ iṣẹ́ ibi pèpéle tí mo
they
wà.
know that
Wọ́n mọ̀
my
pé
schedule is already busy.
Iṣẹ́ mi pọ̀ lápọ̀jù.
So one of them stood up and asked
Ẹnìkan wá dìde ó wá
and said,
bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Dr. Adejobi,
Wọ́n wá ní dókítà Adéjọbí.
we know you are the head of this.
A mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin ni alákòóso bí.
You are the one in charge of this.
Ìwọ ló ń
And
ṣe
they begin
àkóso
to
bí.
mention various things that I am in charge.
Ó wá ń sọ gbogbo nǹkan tí
He
mò
said,
ń
now
darí.
you are contesting to be the president of this.
Ó wá fẹ́ jẹ ààrẹ ilé yìí. Bó o lo ṣe fẹ́ ṣe é? Ọ̀rọ̀ mi ni wípé.
For me, anything that is worth doing is worth doing well.
Tó bá ṣe é ṣe òun ló jẹ́
I
kéèyàn ṣe
cannot tell you
dáradára.
that I am less busy.
Mi ì lè sọ pé iṣẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ mi.
But what I can tell you is that
Mi tí mo lè sọ fún wa ni wípé.
as long as you find me doing something,
Tẹ́ ẹ bá ṣe rí i tí mò ń ṣe
I
nǹkan.
will do it to the best of my ability.
Màá ṣe é pẹ̀lú gbogbo
I
agbára mi.
treat my patient to the best of my ability.
Pẹ̀lú sùúrù pẹ̀lú gbogbo agbára mi.
To the extent that some of them will avoid clinic when I'm not around.
Àwọn èèyàn kan wò ní fẹ́ ṣe tí ìbá sí ń bẹ̀.
Not because, even though I have so many engagements around me.
Pẹ̀lú gbogbo bí mo ṣe ní gbogbo iṣẹ́
But there is
tó kí mi
something
ká.
I've learned.
Àwọn nǹkan wà tí mo
That give your
kọ́.
best to whatever you are doing.
Fi ara rẹ tó dára jù sí
So
gbogbo
to be
nǹkan tó ń ṣe.
diligent
Láti fẹ́ra ẹni jì.
is to
Láti
give
ní
your
àpọ́n.
best
O ní láti fún ara wa ní ohun tí ó dára jù.
Lastly, before we pray,
Ká tó nígbẹ̀yìn ká tó
I told
gbàdúrà.
you that's what I'm going to labor on today.
Ohun tí màá ṣe lónìí
I
nìyí.
still have two other things that later we're going to talk about.
Mo sì ní ohun méjì tí mo fẹ́ sọ náà.
We're going to talk about consistency in diligence.
Láti máa ṣe nǹkan kan
And we're going to talk about
nípa
competency in diligence.
ìjáfáfá
But
nínú
today,
àpọn lónìí.
I'm talking to you about commitment in diligence.
Mo ń sọ nípa ìfiraẹnijì nínú àpọn ṣíṣe.
Commitment is not just about doing. It's not just about doing.
Ìfiraẹnijì kìí ṣe pé kéèyàn máa ṣe ohun kan.
But doing without reservation.
Láti máa ṣe ohun kan láì máa gẹ̀rẹ̀.
Why do you think God's instruction is fi gbogbo àyà rẹ, gbogbo agbára rẹ, gbogbo okun rẹ, whatever you are committed to, you don't withhold anything from it.
Gbogbo ohun tí a bá ti fara wa jì sí, a kì í mú nǹkan kan kúrò ńbẹ̀.
Doing it with all your strength.
Láti máa ṣe pẹ̀lú gbogbo okun wa.
You are not committed to something
A fara wa jì sí
until you
nǹkan kan.
have used all that you have on it.
Àfi tá a bá mọ ohun tí a ní nípa rẹ̀.
And what do you have?
Kí ni tá a ní?
You have time,
A ní àkókò.
you have energy,
A ní
you
agbára.
have wisdom,
A ní ọgbọ́n.
you have people.
A ní àwọn ènìyàn.
Commitment is using them all
Ìfaraẹnijì ní láti lo gbogbo àwọn
for
nǹkan tí a
what
sọ
you
yìí
believe in.
fún ohun tí a gbàgbọ́.
To make anything work,
Láti jẹ́ kí nǹkan ṣiṣẹ́.
you have to work with all that makes you.
A ní láti fi gbogbo nǹkan tí ó jẹ́ tiwa ṣe é.
Let me say it again.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ ọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i.
To make anything work,
Láti jẹ́ kí nǹkan ṣiṣẹ́.
you have to work
A ní láti
with
ṣiṣẹ́
all
pẹ̀lú
that makes you.
gbogbo nǹkan tí a ní.
To make prayer work for you,
Láti jẹ́ kí àdúrà ṣiṣẹ́ fún
you
ọ.
have to pray
A ní láti
with
gbàdúrà
all that makes you.
pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan tí a ní.
To make your business work,
Láti jẹ́ kí okòwò ayẹ
you
ṣiṣẹ́.
have to do that business
A ní láti ṣe okòwò
with
yẹn
all that makes you.
pẹ̀lú gbogbo nǹkan tí a ní.
God is only committed to what you are committed to.
Ọlọ́run fẹ́ra rẹ̀ jì sí ní
And
fẹ́ra wa jì sí.
your work is
Àti
the
iṣẹ́
only
wa.
pathway to greatness.
Ó ní ọ̀nà síbi gíga.
Until you work, you
Àfi
cannot
tí a
be
bá
blessed.
ṣiṣẹ́, a lè bùkún wa.
You cannot be blessed beyond what you have done or
Ó
what you
lè
are
gba
doing.
alábùkún ju ohun tí ó lè ṣe lọ àbí nǹkan tó ti ṣe.
So face your work today.
Dojúkọ iṣẹ́ rẹ lónìí.
Face your work.
Dojúkọ iṣẹ́
Tell
rẹ.
somebody face your work.
Bá mi sọ fún yàn kan, dojúkọ iṣẹ́ rẹ.
Even as a pastor, I have to face my work.
Bí olùṣọ́ àgùntàn, mo ní láti dojúkọ
I
iṣẹ́
know
mi.
a pastor today who amounts to nothing, and I was finding this man is gifted, but I know he's scattered with so many things.
Ó ní olùṣọ́ àgùntàn ọkùnrin ní ẹ̀bùn ṣùgbọ́n ó ní oṣẹ́
He
oríṣiríṣi tó
loves
ṣe.
football so much that
Ó fẹ́ràn
Sunday morning before
Bọ́ọ̀lù
service,
aláfẹsẹ̀gbá.
if there is a match, he can delay coming to church because of football.
tí bọ́ọ̀lù kan bá wà ní ọ̀sẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ kó
So
tó wá
his
sínú ìjọ
attention
yóò nìkan dúró.
is not all in the ministry.
Ìfarajì rẹ̀ kìí ṣe
What you
nípa
have
iṣẹ́
not
ìránṣẹ́
given
nìkan.
your best to
Ní tí ò
cannot
bá
release the
fi
best to you.
gbogbo nǹkan tó dára fúnra rẹ̀ jì sí
So the
kò lè fún ọ
question
ní
is-
nǹkan tó dára jù.
Mama,
Ìbéèrè
what
ni
you
pé-
are doing, have you done it with your best?
Ohun tó ń ṣe tó o ti ṣe pẹ̀lú tó dára jù pa rẹ̀.
You are a grandma.
Ìyá ni ọ́.
Are you taking care of your grandchildren with your best?
Tó o ti tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ
I know you are
rẹ̀.
retired
Mo mọ̀ pé o ti fẹ̀yìntì.
from government work.
Ṣíṣe ìjọba.
What are you doing now?
Kí ló ń ṣe ní ìsìn?
Anything that you are not doing cannot work for you.
Gbogbo nǹkan tó o bá ti ṣe kò lè ṣiṣẹ́ fún ọ.
God does not design man to be idle.
Ọlọ́run kò mọ ènìyàn kó yá ọ̀lẹ.
We are created in God's image.
A dá wa nínú
And
èrè
the
Ọlọ́run.
image of God is that hitherto God works till now.
Ìrere Ọlọ́run ni pé tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́lọ́run ṣe ó sì tún ṣiṣẹ́ dì sí.
Bishop Oyedepo said he works for 18 hours in a day.
Bishop Oyedepo sọ pé wákàtí
Show me a man that is not
méjìdínlógún ló
working.
fi ṣiṣẹ́.
He cannot be great.
Ẹ fi ọkùnrin tí ò ṣiṣẹ́ hàn mí kò yẹ kó jẹun.
If you think ministry does not require work, go and ask Baba Olowere why he went to Oyo at the age of 100 years.
Sí iṣẹ́
What was he
iṣẹ́
doing
ìránṣẹ́ tó bá
at that
jọ̀lẹ́
age?
ẹ bá ń bí Baba
He
Olowere
did not work.
kí ló wá dọ̀yọ̀ ńgbà tó pé ọmọ ọgọ́rùn-ún ọdún kí ní
What
ṣe
you
láì
are
ṣiṣẹ́.
not giving your best cannot work
Tó
for
o
you.
bá fi nǹkan dára tó ṣe dáradára nípa rẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ o lè gbé
Stand up
Ọlọ́run
on your
síbẹ̀.
feet. Let us pray.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká dìde lórí ẹsẹ̀ wa láti gbàdúrà.
You can only be blessed
À
by
ń jẹ́
what you are
alábùkún
committed to.
lórí nǹkan tí a bá fara wa jì fún.
Pray.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká
God,
gbàdúrà Olúwa.
help me to release my best to
Ẹ jẹ́ kí
what you have given to me.
ohun tí ó dára jù nípa mi ṣíṣe.
Help me to release my best
Ẹ
to
jẹ́
what
kí
you have given
ẹ
to me.
jẹ́ kí n fi ṣíṣe torí nǹkan tí o ti fún mi.
You can't believe half of what you know and you expect full return. No.
Ẹ lè máa gbé ìdajì nǹkan tí ẹ mọ̀ kẹ wá.
Colossians chapter 3 says that there is reward for what you have done if you do it
Orí
diligently.
kẹta ó ní èrè wà fún ohun tí o bá ń ṣe tẹ́ bá ṣe dáradára.
So until you give your best, there is nothing that God can give to.
Àfi tí o bá fi ohun tí ó dára jù fúnra rẹ kò sí ohun tí Ọlọ́run ò lè ṣe fún ọ.
Tell God this morning,
Mo fẹ́ ká gbàdúrà kan
help
fún
me
Ọlọ́run
to
lónìí.
release my best to you.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n lè fi ohun tó dára jù
Don't
fúnra mi
forget, work is anything that you spend your time doing
Kí ni ohun tí a fi àkókò
to
wa ṣe?
fulfill the purpose of God in God's
Láti
way
jẹ́ kí èrè
and for
Ọlọ́run
God's
ṣe
glory.
fún ògo
Lord,
Ọlọ́run.
help me
Olúwa ràn mí
to
lọ́wọ́.
give my best to the work in my hand.
Láti fi ohun tó dára jù
Help
fún
me to
ọwọ́ mi.
release my best to this ministry.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi ohun tó dára jù
The
fún
apostle
ìránṣẹ́.
says that we are not going to leave the ministry of the world for ministry of the table. Appoint men so that we can face what God
Àwọn
has given
àpòsónì
us.
sọ pé àní máa pín oúnjẹ ká wá fi iṣẹ́ ìránṣẹ́
Pray,
sílẹ̀.
God, help me to face what you have given me. Can you begin to pray to
Ọlọ́run
God?
jẹ́ ń dojúkọ nǹkan tí
Close
o
your
fẹ́
eyes
fún
and
mi.
begin to pray.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká
Olúwa fún mi ní orí ọ̀fẹ́ láti yọ̀ǹda ohun gbogbo fún ohun tó fi lé mi lọ́wọ́. Ẹ bá Olúwa sọ̀rọ̀.
Talk to God.
What is working because you give your best to it.
Ká fi ohun tó dára jù fún Ọlọ́run fúnra wa.